Hi everybody, it's Steve, advisor board member and former chief HR officer. Today's topic and today's quick take is on information hoarding. This was suggested to me by someone who's dealing with this situation in an organization that's the result of several other companies being brought together through acquisitions and such. And let's start with the root causes. Why do people hoard information? It's kind of an old behavior. And information is power behavior. It's usually driven by fear. Probably the number two reason is just crappy old habits. And probably a little bit of lack of leadership and lack of communication internally can cause this. If you're looking for the best overall approach to fixing this, the best one I've seen is in the book Team of Teams. That's written by General Stanley McChrystal and Chris Fussell. And it tells the story of getting multiple elements of the special forces to work together. That's part of the story in that book. It's the core of it. Think of the CIA, the Delta Force, the Army Rangers, the Navy SEALs, et cetera, et cetera. There's half a dozen groups that had to work together in the war in the Middle East to resolve issues. And it's not a war book. This really is an organizational communications book at its core. So I'd highly recommend that if you're struggling with this issue. And I'll tell you a couple of examples from the book as we work through what to do about this. Let's start with leaders. If you're in an environment that has this characteristic of people hoarding information, you own it. So what do you need to do? You need to make information sharing part of everybody's job, and you need to reward it and recognize people who are doing it and promote them, and the people that are doing it the best. And one tactic that's covered in that book I spoke of is called the Keystone Forum. This was something the General instituted in order to get everybody to talk. It was either once a day or once a week. All the key leaders would get on a video conference and share all the latest intelligence about what they were experiencing. And sooner or later, they all got in the rhythm of sharing live intelligence and resolving issues and problems faster and faster and faster. And it's a little clunky at first. I've been part of an effort that instituted such a thing, but after a while it gets accepted. Not necessarily comfortable. Another principle in the book that's covered at length is moving from a who needs to know sort of a culture, which we've all been sort of raised and immersed in, to a who else needs to know in order to better share information. Now, for everybody who's dealing with this, if you're not a leader and you're just sort of part of an organization where this information hoarding is sort of an epidemic, first of all, everyone needs to know that in today's world, it's kind of a dumb behavior because information is temporary these days. It lasts a day, maybe even hours, and you've got to move on. You've got to share what you've got and go find a refresh or find the next thing. So if you're trying to hold on for information, it gets stale almost immediately. So it's not a good idea. The next thing is always coming, and that's sort of something to communicate with everyone. Next, if you're just in the midst of it and you need some information, be positive, assertive, and ask specific questions about what you're after, and be persistent. And then finally, have a robust network. The more people you know, and the more people that you can count on to tell you what's going on, the better. And developing a network is something you need to be doing all the time. Okay, that's it on information hoarding. I hope this helps.